Summary: The pace for living. This story discusses the impact of the fast pace of modern life on individuals' mental activities and enjoyment of experiences. It contrasts slow and fast thinkers, highlighting the challenges faced by those who think at a slower pace in a world that values speed and rapid thinking. Key points of the story. The author reflects on being a slow thinker and the challenges faced in a fast-paced society that values quick thinking. The story explores how the speed of modern life can affect individuals' ability to enjoy experiences in all aspects of life. It discusses the pressure exerted by the fast movement of people and objects on individuals, leading to a sense of being overwhelmed by the pace of life. The contrast between slow and fast thinkers is illustrated through examples from daily life, emphasizing the struggle of keeping up with rapid changes and actions. The story also touches on the idea that mental activities tend to align with the pace of machines in the modern world, potentially leaving slower thinkers at a disadvantage.
How did the elderly corn merchant feel about the pace of modern life? Answer: he found it too fast. According to the document, what was the most enchanting line in the play? Answer: they tell me there's an aeroplane now that goes at 1000 miles an hour. Now that's too fast. What did the narrator enjoy doing at 90 miles an hour? Answer: driving in a car. What did the narrator admit about the pleasures of rapid movement? Answer: it excludes the real pleasures of travel. How did the narrator feel about the mental activities following the pace of machines? Answer: unfriendly. What was the main theme captured by R.C. Hutchinson in The Pace for Living? Answer: agony of modern man. Who is the author of The Pace for Living? Answer: R.C. Hutchinson. In which country does the story take place? Answer: the story takes place in a small Irish country town. What is the occupation of the chief character in the play? Answer: he is an elderly corn merchant. What are some of the anxieties faced by the chief character? Answer: his heart condition, his nephew cheating him, and his wife's desire to spend the pound on a holiday. What complaint does the elderly corn merchant make about airplanes? Answer: he complains that airplanes flying at 1000 miles an hour are too fast. What is the author's opinion of the elderly corn merchant's complaint? Answer: the author finds it comic and irrelevant but sees it as a subtle truth about the pace of life. How does the author feel about rapid movement? Answer: the author enjoys it personally, especially when driving, but feels it can be unfriendly when it affects mental activities. Where does the author find satisfaction in rapid movement? Answer: he finds satisfaction in the excitement of traveling from London to New York in a short time. What term does the author use to describe slow thinkers like himself? Answer: he belongs to the tribe of slow thinkers cursed with l'esprit de l'escalier. Why does the author feel prejudiced about his thinking speed? Answer: because he feels modern intelligence tests are designed to measure the speed of the mind. What does the author emphasize about the use of the mind? Answer: he emphasizes its use for enjoyment rather than practical purposes. How does the author describe his experience at the cinema? Answer: he often finds himself confused and relies on his wife to explain the plot. What example does the author give regarding his slow thinking at the cinema? Answer: he asks his wife if the girl in the film is the same as the one they saw at the beginning. How does the author's wife help him understand the film? Answer: she describes the characters and their roles, helping him follow the plot. What does the author imply about the pace of thinking in modern society? Answer: he implies that modern society favors fast thinkers, leaving little room for slow thinkers. What does the author suggest about the mental activities of modern times? Answer: the author suggests that mental activities tend to follow the pace set by machines. How does the author describe the mental handicap of slow thinkers? Answer: slow thinkers, according to the author, face challenges in keeping up with the fast pace of modern life. What does the author believe about the real pleasures of travel? Answer: the author believes that the real pleasures of travel, such as those experienced on a country bus in Somerset or Spain, are excluded by rapid movement. What does the author mean when he mentions l'esprit de l'escalier? Answer: the author refers to the phenomenon of coming up with witty responses long after the opportunity has passed. How does the author feel about rapid changes of scene and action in cinema? Answer: the author feels that rapid changes of scene and action can be challenging for slow thinkers to keep up with comfortably. What example does the author give to illustrate his point about mental activities? Answer: he describes his experience at the cinema, where he often struggles to understand the plot due to its fast pace. What does the author suggest about the pace of thinking in comparison to previous generations? Answer: the author suggests that people nowadays think much faster than they did 30 years ago, possibly due to societal changes. What message does the author convey about the importance of speed in modern society? Answer: the author implies that speed is highly valued in modern society, leaving little room for those who cannot think quickly. How does the author describe his enjoyment of rapid movement when driving? Answer: the author enjoys going at high speeds when he is behind the wheel, provided it is not his car. What does the author imply about the impact of rapid movement on mental activities? Answer: the author suggests that rapid movement can overwhelm mental activities, making it difficult for slow thinkers to keep pace. How does the author describe his experience of watching a film at the cinema? Answer: the author often finds himself confused and relies on his wife to explain the plot and characters. What is the main theme of R.C. Hutchinson's work, The Pace for Living? Answer: the main theme is the detrimental impact of fast-paced modern life on individuals and society. How does R.C. Hutchinson portray the chief character in the play set in Dublin? Answer. He portrays the chief character as an elderly corn merchant overwhelmed by anxieties and the fast pace of life. What does the elderly corn merchant complain about regarding the speed of an aeroplane? Answer. He complains that the speed of an aeroplane, reaching 1000 miles per hour, is too fast for him to understand the pace. What does the author feel about rapid movement, particularly in driving and amusement park rides? Answer. The author enjoys rapid movement, such as driving at high speeds and riding amusement park attractions. How does the author feel about intelligence tests and their focus on speed of thought? Answer. The author feels prejudiced against intelligence tests, as they prioritize speed of thought over other aspects of intelligence. What does the author imply about the societal pressure to think quickly? Answer. The author implies that societal pressure to think quickly can disadvantage slower thinkers, particularly in modern society. What does the author imply about the relationship between modern technology and the pace of life? Answer. The author implies that modern technology has accelerated the pace of life, affecting mental activities and societal norms. How does the author view rapid movement's impact on mental activities? Answer. The author views rapid movement as potentially overwhelming for mental activities, particularly for slower thinkers. How does the author feel about societal changes regarding the pace of thinking? Answer. The author feels that societal changes have led to faster thinking, possibly leaving slower thinkers at a disadvantage. How does the author feel about the changes brought about by rapid movement and technology? Answer. The author feels both excitement and concern about the changes brought about by rapid movement and technology. What does the author suggest about the societal norms surrounding speed and efficiency? Answer. The author suggests that societal norms prioritize speed and efficiency, which can be challenging for individuals who cannot keep up.